Alrighty, motherfuckers, we are live once again. We are live on a Thursday night. And you know what that means? It's time for another video right here on the former home of the Gilmore Chronicles, now known as the Shadows Lair. I'd like to welcome you once again inside the Shadows Lair. This is episode number 36 of the Shadows Lair series. Thank you for watching on the Shadows Lair channel. My name is Peter Gilmore, your gracious host, the man with the plan, and your undisputed, undefeated king of ranters, and your undisputed, undefeated god of extreme. And that's basically it. So thank you all for watching here on the Shadows Lair. Once again, my name is Peter Gilmore. Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that like button to bits. Stick it straight up that you know what. And subscribe to this channel and my other channels, which are down there, dude, in the description box below. So show me your love and support. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you dare. Share the video all over the internet and tap and slap that bell. Treat it like it's your bitch. Or just treat it like it is. But hit that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn fucking thing. And if you do, well, fuck you, man. And that's pretty much it. So tap the bell. Get notified. Hopefully you get notified. If you're not, then unsubscribe and resubscribe again. Hit the bell again. Turn on all notifications again. Hopefully that'll go. They'll get out to you quickly and not 6 years from now. But share the video all over the goddamn place. Like I said, friend me on social media. Hit that bell, and most importantly, subscribe. And that's pretty much it. All right, on this rainy, windy, Thursday night, October the 13th, 2022. Hope you had a better day than here in the Northeast. It started off very overcast, a little drizzle, and a little bit of light rain earlier this afternoon, and then just basically now, as of like about an hour ago, it started pouring like cats and dogs. But, you know, because it's going to get a little cool here this weekend. But thankfully, after today, it won't be raining till maybe Monday. I think they said Sunday night and Monday, which sucks. So we got that. It's going to get a little cool, then get warm again, back down. Then by next weekend, it's going to be like 50 degrees. Woo! Break out the parka. But we got about... as of Sunday, we got 3 more weeks of actual daylight savings time, because in 3 weeks, in the beginning of the first Sunday of November, we turn the clock back an hour. So we gain an extra hour of sleep on November the 6th, when I think it's daylight savings time, I don't know, whatever it is, daylight savings time starts, and the sun will be going down about 5:30. So getting into getting into the middle of fall, and by about 2 months from now, we'll be talking about winter and that great day of my birthday, the greatest day in the world, and Christmas and New Year's, and then 2022 will be a distant memory. And for some of us, we want this year to end. There's a lot of people that want this year to end. Me included. I just want to get to 2023 and start fresh. That's what the new year is about. We start fresh, a new year, new beginnings, new goals. Some of them don't come true, but you know, it is what it is. But it is what it is. And we'll get there when we get there. We're right in the middle of October already. It's just crazy. And we're 18 days away from Halloween. We're about I think 70 or close to 80 days away from the end of this year. So, 2 months away. We're done with this year. And that's pretty much it. Baseball's in the starting the American League Division Series, I should say. I did watch a little bit of the Houston Assholes Seattle Mariners game. It was last I checked because when I went to lunch, because I had to go out for physical therapy. Then I had to get something for my cat, for the wrestling cat, because I had to get her medicine, because we ran out of medicine, so I had to get her medicine today. So on the way home, I grabbed some lunch and I was watching the game on the TV when I went to eat. And it was 2-1, top of the 6th. It was Luis Castillo against Framer Alvarez, whatever his name is. Seemed to look like a good game. Actually, the game is basically over now. The Yankee game got postponed today. They play tomorrow at 1 p.m. So they got an early game tomorrow. Then they're going to fly right to Cleveland for Saturday's game 3 of that best-of-5 series, which could be the clincher for the Yankees, the way they came out in game 1. But, let's see here. Well, for all you Seattle Mariner fans, I think the Cinderella story is just about to be over. Like I said, it was 2-1, and then Houston came back with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th to make it 3-2. They added an insurance run in the 8th. They won 4-2. They are up 2-0. Game 3 on Saturday in Seattle, and Game 4 if there is a Game 4. So the way things are going, it looks like the Astros are about to sweep the Mariners and go to the ALCS again. And if all goes well tomorrow in Yankee Stadium, the Yankees win tomorrow, and they win obviously on Saturday or maybe Sunday. By this time next week, we'll be talking about Yankees Astros again. It's like I don't know how many years in a row they've played, but they don't. Obviously, I don't think that. What did it? I don't think they played in 2020. They didn't play. I don't think they played in 2021. I have to check that. But we're getting might get another Astros Yankees American League Championship Series. And the way that the Astros are playing right now, there is no way the Yankees are going to win. No way. Or as the Wizard would say, not no way, not no how. But it is what it is. I just think the Guardians are just overmatched. Pitching-wise, hitting. Feels like a couple years ago. It's like every time. The Guardians feel like the Minnesota Twins to my eyes. Remember how the Yankees always used to face the Twins, sometimes in the playoffs, and the Yankees just walloped them? That's how the Guardians feel. Oh, we have to face the Yankees, a bunch of steroid users. Fuck! Jim, warm up my irons and warm up the go-kart. I'll be there in about 4 days. Basically, because there's no way that the Guardians are going to win at least one game. Looked good in game 1, even though they had bases loaded and only got one stinking run. It kind of felt like the Mets. I hate to say it, but I'm still having Mets withdrawal right now. I'm still in Met therapy right now. I'm in about like 4 days later. I'm still in Met therapy, among other things. But yeah. But it looks like the Astros are going to sweep the Mariners. But you never know. You never know, this wacky game of baseball. Last night was a great game with the Padres and the Dodgers. Great game. Dodgers were down 3-2. I think in the 8th inning, Trey Turner hits a bomb to tie the game. And I think the Padres won it in the 9th. They got 2 runs, and they won 5-3 to knock the series at 1, going to tomorrow night's game in San Diego. So we'll see what happens with all that. Speaking of Trey Turner, there are heavy rumors that he could become a New York Met at the end of this year, or by next year. Yeah, but where does he play? Where do you put him? Do you put McNeil on left? What about Canna? What do you do with him? Nimmo says he wants to come back. DeGrom says, I love to end my career in New York. But is Uncle Stevie going to open up his checkbook? Does he go after Judgy Wudgy? There's so many other people they can get. They don't need Judge. They don't need, they need some pitching. Oh, that's one thing. But, and some relief pitching. And maybe one more big bat. And a third baseman, too. But they need a lot of shit. But really starting pitching, the main people they need to bring back is Edwin Diaz. Sugar, the man that's basically ruled the National League this year. They got to sign DeGrom. I know he has a club extension for next year, a $30 million extension. I don't know if they're going to pick that up or extend it even further, or just give him a new contract. I don't know. Nimmo, I hope they extend and keep him. I think he has a club option. I think Taijuan Walker has an option. And I know Bassett is going to be a free agent. I think we only got him for 1 year. But he says he would like to play, come back. Whether that happens, we don't know. We won't know until November when really the hot stove starts heating up. And then the GM meetings in December, I don't know where it's going to be. I don't care. But hopefully, Billy Epler and Uncle Stevie and possibly Theo Epstein, who had a nice dinner with Uncle Stevie. I don't know, it was tonight or was, I think a couple of days ago, I read. Theo Epstein could possibly be the new president of baseball operations for the Mets. Guess who becomes next? If Billy Epler fucks around and finds out what happens to him if he fucks around. Good old Theo Epstein, the man who really resurrected the Red Sox for a while. But we'll see what happens with that. And, we got that. Also, Game 2 of the NHL season for the Rangers tonight in Minnesota, facing that great team known as the Minnesota Wild. The game just started, I believe. I know because the Rangers won at home against the Lightning 3-1. Start the season off at 1-0. So they're playing tonight. Like I said, I think it just started. So I know it's an 8:30 game. Oh boy! Wow! I just put on the Rangers. I went on the Rangers website. Holy shit! What a start for the Rangers! After one period. This is like a fast period because I think it started at 8. Maybe it started. I thought it was at 8:30. Maybe it was an 8 o'clock start. But anyway, Rangers are up 3-0 in the after the first period. Holy crap! Are we gonna get one of these fast starts and then we fall off again? And then by the time the playoffs come, everybody's like, oh, we're gonna get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then we win the first 2 games, and then we. Please don't do that again. Please, Philadelphia. God, this year I think we have a good team. Not a great team, but I think we have a good team. And if Igor doesn't fuck around and plays like he should be, like he kind of did last year in the playoffs and during the season, then I think the Rangers have a good shot to go deep into the playoffs this year. Well, next year, I should say. But it is what it is. But like I said, 3-0 Rangers after 1. And they play tomorrow night in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada against those Winnipeg Jets. It's an 8 o'clock start, so there's a lot of things on tomorrow. Well, tomorrow night, you got SmackDown, Rampage, you got the Ranger game, so I have to... I have to watch SmackDown on the rich man's cable, the Rampage, and I have to listen to the Ranger game on the good old fashioned radio. Because I don't have MSG on the rich man's cable on the package I got. Sorry. But anyway, next home game for the Rangers is Monday night against the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. So, see what happens with that. Then on the 20th, which is... When is that? That is, actually next Thursday night, they play the San Jose Sharks. So, that, I think they played 3 straight home games. Actually, yeah, because I see October 23rd, which is next Sunday, they play at home against Columbus. That's a 5 p.m. start. That's interesting. Interesting. And, yeah, all games are on MSG or MSG Plus. That's all I can say about that. All right, but like I said, after one period of play, 3-0 Rangers! Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. That's all I got to say about that. Well, at least the New York team is going to hopefully get to the playoffs again. That'll be the Rangers hopefully next year. As far as the football teams, we'll have to see in the next... well, it's week 6 right now. Week 6 just started tonight with the Bears and the Washington Commanders. See how that game goes. But I would say in the next 7-8 weeks, probably by Christmas, we'll find out if the New York teams are actually going to make the playoffs this year. And the Niners. I think the Giants have a good shot to make it if they don't lose somebody like a big injury or anything like that. I think they'll make the playoffs if they win the NFC East. Or they'll get one of the wild cards, but they have to face the Niners too. Right now, the Niners have a 1-game lead in the NFC West. They play Atlanta this Sunday at 1 p.m. Nick Bosa is slated to start and play. Though I would have rested him, but he wants to play. He's a tough guy. So we'll see what happens with that. And yeah. Giants play the Ravens, so Otaku's going to be happy. We'll see what happens with that. I forget who the Jets play. I don't have my book around. Where is my book? I put my book somewhere. I'm not going to look. Oh, actually, it's over there, but I'm not going to go get it. But yeah. So I got all that. And a bag of chips. And we'll move on from there. So lots of sports this weekend, and going into the end of this month, and going into November and the rest of the year. And that's it. All right. Minus that. All right, let's go to our next topic at hand. Now, this is going to be a vlog. I'm going to talk about wrestling a little bit, but I want to do a little bit of damage control. Now, there's some accusations going out that all these accusations, these are crazy accusations about me. It's the same fucking shit by the Goof Troop. We all know who they are. They don't have to name them because we all know who they are. Bunch of immature 20, 30-year-old dick lickers. Because that's what they are, because they can't get real pussy like I do. But, yeah, same fucking accusations that, that I'm a pedophile, this and that, and just ridiculous shit. And now they're making fun about domestic abuse because, bringing up this shit that I hit Rosa and that we had fights and everything because I made a comment in Eric Lima's now deleted video that he made doing damage control with Jordan and the Rant and Rate podcast, which is on right now. You can go watch it. So yeah, I made a little thing and said, I know I told Eric, I know where you're coming from. You didn't have to take the bullet for Jordan and everybody, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, I've taken many bullets from my friends, Chase and everybody else, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to bring his name up, but I did anyway, but that's what it is. So I made a comment that, my life isn't great, and things haven't been great in the Gilmore household and everything. Over the last couple of years, me and the missus haven't had, we've had our arguments, we've had our fights, and stuff like that, but we're still together. So I know you're recording. I know you are. I know. I know you were going to record and going to put your pictures up, and you're going to go down every fucking time. Because you don't know how to shut the fuck up. That's what these guys do. They think that they take what I say, spin it like a freaking sock in a laundry bin. Whatever. They take everything I say seriously, so seriously, and they want to spin it. If you will, like Mr. Dusty Rhodes, baby, dream, baby, used to say. If you will. So, like I said, I made this little comment about, on Eric's now deleted video about, things are not great with my life, not so far, but, over the last couple of years, with my anger going out of control, my depression and anxiety kind of going out of control, and things that happened this year with Jordan and Brandon, and we had a big argument. I already talked about that months ago with that, and I said some things to Brandon and Jordan that I regret, and I have apologized for that. I have manned up, and I'm trying to fix my life. It's not easy when you got these schmucks on YouTube and in real life being assholes. But like I said, it's not easy being Peter Gilmore. It's not. But people now made a comment saying, "Oh, me and Rosa had physical fights to the point we actually threw down and everything like that." And I mentioned that a couple of times that we have thrown down. We have laid the smack it down on our candy asses. But not to the point it was like domestic abuse or anything like that. So people now call me a domestic abuser, I'm a wife beater and everything like that. They don't think I'm married, which I am, and I'm not going to prove it because you don't need to get proof. I ain't showing you shit. I'm not going to get it from Rosa either. But I digress. But you take it with a grain of salt. And that's all I say. That's what you guys do. That's what you do. You should take what I say with a grain of salt, but don't spin it to your narrative and tell everybody and their cousin. So like Pac-Man. But so I'm going to address this. I'm going to do some damage control a little bit with this whole situation about me abusing Rosa and this and that. Let me put it in layman's terms. I have beaten Rosa. I beat that ass. But that doesn't make me a domestic abuser. But like I said, we have argued to the point where we have thrown down, but I've never hit her, ever. I've stopped her. I basically defended myself. I've never hit her. We have thrown down, and really, she got really mad at me. I mean, to the point where she beat my ass. But I defended her because I would never lay a hand on my woman. And I think that's wrong. But, but like I said, it's not, doesn't make me a bad person. Everybody's trying to make me out to be the bad guy. And if I have to be the bad guy like MJF did on his promo last night, if I have to beat the bad guy and I have to look myself in the mirror and punch the fucking mirror and break the mirror and break my knuckles, I'll do it. And then I'll proceed to break half your faces, but that's just another story for another time. But I'll say this. This is the final thing final time I'm gonna mention this. But if you want to call me a domestic abuser, you want to call me a wife beater, I don't give a fuck. Because if I was a domestic, if I beat my wife, I mean, I did this and that, I would have been in jail by now. And we haven't. I'm reiterating. I'm changing. I'm not changing the story. Like you think I change the story all the time, but we didn't have a fight last year. We had a fight like 2-3 years ago. But it is what it is. You know, I said bad things to Rosa. Rosa said bad things to me. We argued, this and that. We went in our separate rooms, and then after a while, we forgave each other. We had the good old makeup sex, which is always not better than drunk sex, which is the greatest sex in the world. But we made up and we pushed it under the bridge, and then we did forget about it. But it's like I said, it's not easy. We've had arguments about money and well, we have a lot of money, so we don't have to worry about too much about money. But bills are piling up. Because every year the bills go up. So I argue with her about that, and it's like, oh, you shouldn't buy this. You spend all your money on food and buying merchandise from in this moment or whatever. Go to wrestling shows and this and that, concerts, and you don't have any time to buy stuff for the house. The house needs fixing up. It does, but it's like, you don't take, you don't do this and that, and I'm a busy guy. I work a lot, and it's hard sometimes to get free time. But I try to make as much time for her as possible. And when she has to go out, she wants to go out with her goyles, and hang out with other people. I let her do that. She wants to hang out with her girlfriends. Go ahead and do it. You want to hang out with a family? Go ahead and do it. If you want me to come, I'll come. If I can't, I can't. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
Oh, you Rosa always goes out. Why don't you go out with her?
Because I got a life too, and maybe I'm not feeling well. Doesn't mean I don't love her. I love Rosa. I love Rosa for almost 15 goddamn years. Some of you will never have a relationship like that because you can't get pussy like that. But it is what it is. But in any event, I'm just going to end it like this. I am not a domestic abuser. I don't beat Rosa to the point that she gets like black eyes and shit like that, bruises or anything like that. She has scratched me up a bunch of times, sexually and not sexually. But yeah, it is what it is. We get mad and we say things we don't mean, but at the end of the day, we're still together after almost 15 years later. So if you want to call me a wife beater and you want to call me a domestic abuser, I'll say this. I do beat that ass, so it doesn't make me a wife beater. I have to please my woman, so if I have to beat that ass, smack it around a little bit, I will do it with my long, hard dick. Because I don't use my fists. I use my dick to please the woman. So it is what it is. So believe what you will. Call me whatever you want. I personally don't give a shit. And she don't either. So that's all I got to say about that. But like I said, everybody, all these fools, because that's what they are, fools and cowards and dick suckers who ride each other's dicks all day. And they live in shitholes in America and England or from wherever else. They just love to defame my character and basically yap, 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 open their mouths and their vaginas, because that's what they have. They have vaginas, not dicks, And basically that's it. So keep controlling your narrative, keep projecting, and keep reaching for things about me, so you can, try to give it to my friends who really don't give two shits about my life or what I do. Because I already told them half the stuff that is going on. So, but it is what it is. And maybe I should keep my life private. But I open my mouth and insert foot half the time. But it is what it is. I live and learn. And I personally don't care what you motherfuckers say. I really don't. So, do your little videos, do your little spinning of whatever I say. Keep recording, keep flipping, because I know that's what you guys are doing. You love to clip things and then send it to each other, and then send nude pictures of each other. Never mind that, but because we all know you're gay. Most of you are, because you can't get real pussy like I can. So. And you'll never be married in your life, probably. I don't know. And if you do, who cares? But it is what it is. Like I said, I don't have to prove a goddamn thing to you people. And that's pretty much it. So, spin your narrative. I don't care. I really don't care. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. So, that's the little damage control part of the show. So. You think I beat my woman? Then yeah, I do beat my woman. I beat that sweet, voluptuous, wet pussy. That wop. I get my wop all the time. And what do you get? Well, if you had to use an acronym. That's a good question. What do you guys get? Well, you get LD, limp dicks. Because that's what you have, limp dicks. Oh, Peter's talking about dick again. No, I'm just giving facts because that's what you have. No blame. That's what it is. But anyway, we'll move on. We'll move on because I know it's gonna be clips coming out tonight, and maybe by the weekend they're gonna be talk all through the weekend, and I don't care. I don't care. Why don't you call a white beater to my face? Watch what happens to your face. But it is what it is. It is what it is, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So, in closing, go fuck yourselves. And keep rotating on my big Italian hard dick. And I love you a long time, baby. That's it. Alright, let's move on from that crap. Let's get into something more positive, and that is professional wrestling. Alright, so there's a couple of news stories I want to talk about. The big one, as the title below says, I want to talk about my good buddy, yours and mine, Adam Cole, baby! Now, we haven't seen Adam Cole since September. When he came back and he turned on the Bucks and Kenny. Well, really, yeah. Turned on the Bucks. And basically was going to side with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, but where's Bobby Fish now? Bobby Fish is in Impact. Hunter wants to bring him back to WWE. I don't know why. Maybe to team up with Roddy. Hey, we'll bring you back. You'll be with Roddy again. Yay! And Kyle O'Reilly's still out with an injury. Adam Cole's still out with an injury. And we don't know when he's coming back. We thought he was going to come back pretty soon. Maybe by Full Gear. Which may still happen, but we don't know. But there is a story going around that Adam Cole may not be wrestling anytime soon. He may not return anytime soon. Now, per Ringside News, the Bible of all wrestling news, it was reported, who reported this? well, it's Ringside News, besides Ringside News. Well, Uncle Dave, our good friend Uncle Dave, on the Wrestling Observer Radio, said that Adam Cole, baby's AEW future is in doubt due to his injury. He, remember, had a concussion at Forbidden Door, and basically we didn't see him after that. He wasn't even at All Out 4, and then he came back. Then the whole storyline, that was supposed to be in the Trios tournament. And then Adam Cole turned on the Bucks, and then it was going to lead to maybe the Elite versus Adam Cole's whatever his group was going to be called, or the OG Undisputed Era, whatever it was going to be called, or just Undisputed. But then he got hurt. He was still hurt with his shoulder, and then now still with his concussion. Kyle O'Reilly, I think his leg or his arm, and then Bobby Fish got released. Well, yeah, just get out of here. So, I guess we'll never see the Elite versus the Undisputed Era again. And right now, we don't know when Adam Cole's coming back. It's kind of like the Randy Orton situation in WWE, when his back is just basically shot. And we don't know if Randy's going to retire or if he's never coming back. It was just going to be done with wrestling. I don't know. I'm hoping he can come back by the Rumble, but that's all up to him and how his rehab goes. But his injury is worse off than what it is, and Adam Cole's injury is worse off than it is. And like I said, I don't know when he's coming back. I mean, he looked great. He's doing his Twitch channel skit. He's in good spirits, but, the doctors haven't medically cleared him yet. All right, so let me read the story from Ringside News per our good friend Uncle Dave. Okay, so Dave Meltzer says that Adam Cole has a concussion, and it's a bad concussion, really bad concussion. Dave Meltzer says he'll be back when he's cleared. It could be tomorrow. It could be never. You know what I mean? So he can come back at any time, but we just don't know when the doctors will clear him. So we're kind of getting a Saraya little thing, maybe? I don't know. But I'm hoping that he can come back, he feels good, and he goes to the doctor, and maybe Dr. Sampson, or whoever the AEW doctors are, the medical staff, clears Adam Cole, and we'll see him back in that ring doing his Adam Cole, baby! Shit. And hopefully it'll be story time with Adam Cole, baby. Pretty soon. Maybe by Full Gear, maybe hopefully by the end of the year, or maybe going into 2023. But we shall see what happens with all that, and we'll move on from there. So Adam Cole, get better, buddy, and hopefully you come back soon. And that's pretty much it. All right. Now we're going to go to a little bit of news from the day. I'm just going to read some stories from our good friends at ringsidenews.com. And let's get into that. For those of you wondering about Kimberly, well, she's still under contract with Impact Wrestling. So she's still wrestling, but, we haven't seen her in a while because the whole thing with her and her now ex-boyfriend, Zachary Wentz, Nash Carter, with the whole Nazi thing. And then NXT went, get rid of him, bye-bye! So she's still wrestling. Zachary Wentz, I could care less what you do. See, that guy's a domestic abuser, not me. He beat his wife. And there's stories there's conflicting stories about it. He's like, I never beat her. And Kimmy's like, yes, you did. There's always two sides to every story. So. But the same thing with Michael Elgin. We know Michael Elgin's a white beater because Mischief said it. So. But he's been blackballed out of wrestling, even though he's back wrestling now, but who cares? But it is what it is. But yeah, Kimberly is still on the contract with Impact Wrestling. And That's pretty much it. I don't give two shits. And that's pretty much it. Alright, now tonight, not going to our next story, Rampage is being taped tonight, and we'll be seeing it tomorrow on the program at 10 p.m. on TNT. Well, the spoilers are out, so if you don't want to hear the spoilers, then click off the video in 3, 2, 1. Alright, for those of you who stayed around and wanted to find out the results. Well, I think it's still going on. I don't know if these are the actual finished results. But we'll see what happens with actually these. Okay, we'll go with that. All right. So the matches we're gonna see tomorrow night on Rampage. We got the returning Shawn Spears and FTR reuniting the Pinnacle as they take on The Machine, Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony with our good buddy Prince Nana of the Embassy. So, got that 6-man tag team match. I think the main event is going to be Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli taking on the Butcher and the Blade with Ali the Bunny at ringside. Also, we got Isaiah Cassidy versus Ethan Page. That match is getting mixed up. People think it's Isaiah Cassidy and Ethan Page. People think it's Ethan Page and Matt Hardy. But in any event, Ethan Page is going to take on either Isaiah Cassidy or Matt Hardy. I guess we're going to see what happens with that. But if Isaiah Cassidy or Matt Hardy win, Private Party is basically gone from the firm's contract hold. But if Isaiah Cassidy loses, then Matt Hardy has to join the firm. And we don't want that. So we'll see what happens with that match. And also we got women's action. The native beast, Nyla Rose, the fake TBS Women's Champion, with the vicious vixens of Marina Shafir and Vicky Guerrero. Excuse me. She's in action against the lovely Anna J.A.S. Now I don't know if Ty Conti's gonna be at ringside. I don't care. But yeah, so we got all that. So nothing great tomorrow night on Rampage, but we got that, and a bag of chips. All right, so they're also taping Dark. So I'm gonna read you some of the spoilers from Dark. If you feel like listening and feel like watching Dark on Tuesday, we had Hikuna Shida, Mr. Dunhausen. I will curse you. The best friends. Give me a hug. Now I think all of them, Orange Cassidy, the new All-Atlantic Champion, Chucky T, and Trent, and Willow, Nightingale, Lance Archer, Athena, all won individual dark matches against basic enhancement talent. The crowd was really really popping for Evil Uno, who's from Canada, and Mr. Danhausen was Mr. Danhausen. So they were all over. So got good reaction from the crowd. Okay, also on Dark, we had Dante Martin defeating QT Marshall Not. Look at that. Somehow he got over with the crowd too. Okay. Nobody cared. Alright, then we had Arya Davari of the Trustbusters. I don't know if any of the other people, like Sonny Kiss and Parker Bordeaux, and I forgot the other guy's name. I think it's I forgot whatever the other guy's name. That foursome of the Truthbusters. But Arya Davari was in action against the man who came back from. All right, we're back live. Sorry about that. All right, so Arya Davari defeated Brandon Cutler, and then after the match, Davari cuts a promo on that handsome young devil, Satan for the man, Hook, after the match. So he comes out, I guess, to scare Davari and company off. So we'll see what happens with that. Move on. All right, then we had Aaron Solo of the factory, of QT Marshall Knott's factory. He beat another jobber, Serpentico, who came out with Dr. Luther, you know, a guy with the creepy eye thing on his head. Luther was out with a Canadian flag, and they got a lot of heat. Felt like Shawn Michaels, when he always goes to Canada. You screwed Brett! No, Brett screwed Brett. Speaking of that, there's a great video by my good buddy fan of YouTube about a good friend, Jake Roberts, who basically said that he said that Bret Hart deserved to get screwed for the Montreal screw job. Because he didn't want to lose the belt in his hometown. He could have lost to Shawn Michaels at a house show and then get it back at like the next big event, like WrestleMania or something like that. But it still gets talked about today, the Montreal screw job that happened in 1997. 25 years ago. And all I gotta say about the whole Montreal screw job thing is, it was bad. It was really bad. It really put Bret Hart in a bad light. He hated Shawn Michaels. We all know the story about that. He hated Shawn. It's like, I don't want to lose the belt. I'm gonna screw you. That's how Vince McMahon. So basically, Vince screwed Bret, but in reality, Bret screwed himself. Not like that. But yeah, Jake Roberts is saying, it's like, Bret, you deserved it. And in hindsight, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But still, it's basically the most talked about thing in wrestling history. Nobody thought that this would happen, something like this would happen, but a big time promoter screwing his champion out of going to another company, because we all know Bret wanted to go to WCW, and eventually did after the whole screw job. He's like, I'm not gonna lose the belt. I'm gonna go to WCW. Vince's like, no, you're gonna lose the belt. You're gonna go to WCW. You can go to WCW with whatever, but you're gonna have to drop the belt. And certain people that get really hot-headed don't want to lose the belt. And then promoters get all pissy. And then, they just like, well, you don't want to do business with me, I'm going to screw you. So we had like incidents with like Ric Flair coming into WWE, when he left NWA, WCW at the time, he went to WWE with the big gold belt, claiming he's the real world champion. And then when he won the Royal Rumble to win the then WWF Winged Eagle title, he dropped the big gold belt, sent it back to WCW, and I think they had a tournament to crown a new champ. I forgot who even won that, but WCW hated Flair for doing that. But then he came back to WCW anyway during the Monday Night Wars, and he won the belt back like 5-6 times. Like nothing ever happened. But you have guys that are in different companies. They signed with like Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson, great example. Carl Anderson is now back with the WWE along with Luke Gallows. Carl Anderson has the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, not the heavyweight. Sorry, the Never Openweight Championship, I should say. Now people's like, oh, Hunter's gonna let him have the belt. He's gonna let him come on Raw with the Never Openweight title. Wrong. He has to lose it. They're gonna not make Carl Anderson go on a WWE product with a New Japan belt. I know Tony Khan did that with Moxley when he had the United States title. They had Jay White come in just for Forbidden Door when he had the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. They brought in the tag team titles because, the Great Okan and, goddamn, what was his name? Jeff Cobb had the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That was just for a couple of Dynamites and Forbidden Door. When they didn't sign them, Tony Khan and Mr. Obari, the great guy from Japan, they had an agreement. Like a little talent exchange here and there, but not a real talent exchange, but But there has been times that certain promoters in different companies, when they know that a champion is not happy in the company, he wants to leave, and the champion doesn't want to leave. He wants to leave on his terms. He wants to lose to who he wants to lose to, then go to the company. But then the promoters are getting big-headed and like, hey, well, we're going to fucking screw you. You don't want to drop the belt right now? You're out of here. Screw you. So we get a whole Bret Hart situation. I mean, CM Punk almost did the same thing. CM Punk's contract was coming up, and he's like, I'm gonna leave Chicago, Money in the Bank 2011, the Summer of Punk 2011, we all remember that. He's like, I'm going to leave with the WWE title, and I'm going to defend it in Ring of Honor, or I can defend it in New Japan. Blah, blah, blah. So he won, he left for like 2 months, and then what does Vince do? Well, he makes a stupid tournament to crown a new WWE champion, and we all know who won that. Big fucking John Cena. Even though Rey Mysterio won, and then Cena had to beat him because, John Cena was the champion at the end. It's like, oh, well, you lost the belt to Punk, you're going to be, we're going to punish you, but then we're going to give you the belt right back. And then Punk's sitting home with the WWE title in his freaking refrigerator. He's like, what? I'm the champ, bitch. So he came back. I think they kind of restructured his contract. We got a new contract. And then he comes back right by SummerSlam, beats Cena again. And then he goes into a feud with, I think, Triple H. Then he got all hot-headed. And then he finally lost the belt to the fucking Rock. What a bad decision that was. Just to hype, freaking Cena and the Rock. Nobody cared. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, that's kind of really interesting that Jake Roberts, of all people, said that Bret Hart deserved what he got at the Survivor Series 1997, the Montreal Screwjob. He deserved it. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But that's up to you, whatever your opinion is. My opinion, I just thought it was shocking that even happened. But we're still talking about this fucking shit 25 years later. And, Bret Hart had so much resentment for Vince, all the way up to 2010, I believe, when he came back and he put everything underneath the bridge. He kind of reconciled with Shawn Michaels. Well, I still think he hates him deep down. If they had the handshake on Raw. I still think Bret Hart has some resentment for Shawn Michaels and a little bit of with Vince McMahon. Because we all know Vince killed Owen Hart. And not Vince Russo. Vince McMahon did that. Even though partly it was Russo's fault too. Fuck Russo and fuck McMahon. That should have never happened. That day in 1999 at Over the Edge should have never happened. The whole thing with the Blue Blazer, Owen Hart was supposed to win the Intercontinental title from the Godfather. Supposed to win the belt that night, and what happens? He died. It was supposed to some stupid thing where it's like, oh, you're going to come down from the rafters like Sting. Who didn't even do it first. It was Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Remember when he came down from the rafters and he came down the zip line? Imagine the zip line, or we could have had that situation back a couple years before that happened. But like I said, I don't know the rigging company for when Shawn Michaels did that whole thing at WrestleMania, or even I think Sting's rigging company was like the top rigging company at that time. And when Vince McMahon did the whole thing with Owen Hart coming down from the rafters, they had some like rinky-dink rigging company. And even before the event, they go up to the rafters and Vince is like telling Owens like, "Oh, this is how you do it." And then they if you watch Dark Side of the Ring, I don't think they showed it, but Vince is like saying, "Oh, this is it's fine, you're fine." And Owens like pacing back and forth. I don't know if this is going to be good. I don't know. But he still went through with it because he wants to put on a good show. That's what Owen did. Owen could have just said, you know what, Vince? Nah, I'm not doing it. And I don't care if I don't care if you change the match to where the Godfather beats me and keeps the IC title. I don't give two shits. I'm not coming down from the rafters. I'd rather just come down to the ring. I don't want to put on a good show for the fans, but I don't want to die. That's what I would have done. It's like, I'm not going to do your shit, Vince Russo. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, Vince. I'm gonna do what I want to do. It's my life, not yours. But, you know, we can't put the blame on Owen. We can't. Why should we put the blame on Owen? We have to put the blame on Vince McMahon, the rigging company, and fucking Vince Russo. Fuck all three of them. Owen would probably be with us today, if not for that shit in 1999 at Over the Edge in St. Louis. When it never happened. But sadly, it did. And we still remember Owen 23 years not to the day, but 23 years ago. He's never got into the WWE Hall of Fame. We all know why. Why the Hart, you know. But at least Tony Khan is a generous man. He made the Owen Hart Memorial Cup, which we saw Adam Cole, baby, and his gorgeous fucking soon-to-be wife, Britt Baker, DMD, baby, one night. I hope we get that. I thought we were going to get it this year. I thought it was going to be an annual event. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah. But that's all I got to say about that. But anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. So Aaron Solo beats Serpentico, and Luther came out with a Canadian flag, got a whole ton of heat. He even said that QT wouldn't be there. Then he showed up anyway, midway through the match. But nobody cared about that match. Like, nobody really cares about Dark anyway, or Elevation. It is what it is. Alright, also, Emi Sakura and Serena Deeb won their match against some extras, some, like, nobody talent, basically. And, that's pretty much it for that. So that's the Dark tapings. And yeah. That's basically the Dark tapings. We don't have anything for Rampage other than the matches right now. Like I said, it's still probably going on right now in Toronto. So probably later tonight, we'll maybe get the spoilers for Rampage. So I'm not going to do another video just giving the spoilers out. But if you want to watch Dark on Tuesday, or whenever, yeah, probably Tuesday, because Dynamite is on Tuesday this week, not Wednesday, Tuesday, going head-to-head with NXT. That should be fun. And we'll see what happens with that. But if you don't want to watch Dark, then don't listen to what I just said about the Dark result tapings. But it is what it is. Alright, we'll move on from there. Alright, let's see here. Alright. I got some new news on The Rock. Now, The Rock did an interview being asked, who is the head of the table? Well, we all know the head of the table is our good friend, our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. So basically, The Rock says, well, he did acknowledge Roman as the tribal chief, and he basically told the interviewers, as well, you're looking right at him. So basically, he's saying he's the head of the table when you're not, Dwayne. But anyway, news story up about The Rock. He says he's not spoken to WWE about a WrestleMania match coming up in April for WrestleMania 39. Now, there were rumors going around that The Rock would come back at WrestleMania 39 in LA to face off against Roman, but we didn't know if it was going to be for the belt or it's just going to be a regular match, Cousins match, and stuff like that. It's just like one high-profile match with, the tribal chief and the people's champ, The Rock. But now this story coming out, just now, The Rock hasn't spoke about his WrestleMania match. And he's quoted as saying, and I'm taking this from Ringside News as always again, he says, and I quote, I love the idea of WrestleMania, and I'm close with a lot of people there, Roman. But one in particular, probably meaning Roman, or maybe Hunter, I don't know, but or Stephanie. Hi, Steph. He says, who we've talked about this. Okay, meaning the match, I guess. He says, so I like it, but there's so many variables that come into play. But I'm a promoter at heart too, and promoting that event and what that might be. So I love WrestleMania, and I love that world. So he loves WrestleMania, basically. So we don't know if he's going to have a match at WrestleMania. He's going to show up at WrestleMania, maybe be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. There's conflicting reports about who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. They were saying Vince McMahon was going to be in the Hall of Fame. Bruce Pritchard says that he should be in the Hall of Fame. No, you should not. What did you do, brother? The I love you stuff with Brother Love. Come on. But then again, you know, they put any old schmuck in the Hall of Fame. Beth fucking Phoenix. Bella Sluts. Coco Beware. People that should not be in the Hall of Fame because we really didn't do much there. And people that should be in the Hall of Fame, like Rick Rude, Sid Vicious, Lex Luger, Brian fucking Pillman. But it is what it is. But guys like The Rock definitely is going to get in. Hunter is going to get in. Stephanie, of course. Vince is going to get in probably next year because he retires. Like, oh, why don't you just put him in next year? Kane should be in. We already have Undertaker in. Why don't we have Kane yet? Or I don't think he's in. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. But it is what it is, and that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens with The Rock, and if he's going to face Roman at WrestleMania 39, or just sitting at home doing nothing. And that's pretty much it. All right, we move on with that. All right, we got a story about, hey kids, it's Edge. So Edge is set to star in Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Don't care. Moving on. All right, we got a story about our Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, or Kurt Angel if you follow Jericho. Kurt Angle reveals details regarding his current WWE contract. So Kurt says, because he was on the Bubble of Love Sponge program. That program's still around? Okay. Anyway, Kurt says he signed a nostalgia contract, which is basically just a merchandise contract. They pay per appearance because I think we saw him like a couple weeks ago on Raw. Remember the whole thing with Chad Gable and Otis, and I think and with the street person, he's drinking milk and everything. Well, he drank a shot of Hennessy at first. He's like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And he grabs the milk. Ooh, milk on me! So we got that. So he gets paid per appearance. He said they gave me a really nice deal with the merchandise contract. Gave me a bunch of money up front, which is really nice. But I'm not obliged to just the WWE, so I can go do my own appearances and stuff. So, hey, maybe you can appear in good old AEW. I don't know if Hunter and Stephanie were like that, but for what he's saying is that I can do my own appearances and stuff, so he can book himself anywhere. Starcast, various indie shows. You can do that. Conventions, shit like that. And that's pretty much it. Also, he claimed that WWE is in process of making a documentary on his life. That's interesting. I know the Vince McMahon documentary I still think is coming out. I heard something about that. That Vice was doing something. Whatever. All right, we got a couple of stories on our good buddy Bray Wyatt of the Wyatt Six. Now, Bray's going to appear on SmackDown tomorrow night. Finally, his big epic return. Even though he made his return at Extreme Rules in an epic fucking way. Still talking about today. But another ex-WWE superstar teases return with Bray Wyatt. So let's get to this little news. And that person is, oh no. I'm reading this, I'm like, oh no. I hate to say this, but one more name that could be added to the list of people possibly being underneath the Abigail gimmick is the bitch that can't wrestle, Eva Marie. Why? Why would Eva Marie want to join up with Bray Wyatt to be Abigail? Ugh. But, you know, there's a story about Bray Wyatt possibly reuniting with good old Miss Bliss. I'd rather have Alexa Bliss come back with a dark gimmick because she's really not going anywhere. I mean, but we'll see what happens. It could be Liv Morgan going on a darker gimmick, or Nikki Ashhole going back to her sanity-like gimmick. But Eva Marie? Please, for the love of God, no. But anyway, Eva Marie joined WWE's roster in 2013, and then got relegated to NXT, and then nobody gave two shits about her, and then she got basically excommunicated from the WWE, thanks to Shayna Baszler breaking her arm. And now, basically, I don't give two shits what she's doing. But it appears that she's heading back to the WWE. So on Twitter, Eva Marie posted a video of her attempt to throw Lily, Alexa Bliss's doll, in a trash can with a caption that indicates she will go to WWE if she makes the shot. Surprisingly, she made the shot, and the video ended with Bray Wyatt's logo. So, yeah. So if you want to go on her page and watch that garbage video, go ahead and do it. Want your eyes to be bleeding after a while? She even mentioned Bray Wyatt in the caption. Many fans speculating that Eva Marie may be involved in Bray Wyatt's Wyatt 6 as possibly possibly being Abigail. So we'll see what happens with that. And we'll move on from there. Alright, I gotta take a quick break, and I'll be right back after this. Be right back, folks. Back. Alright, sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical issues with my... It's raining, the internet might go in and off, but that's what it is. So we move on from there. Alright, so we talked about Eva Marie possibly being joined up with Bray Wyatt. Hopefully not. And we'll move on from there. Okay, also, there's a rumor killer on WWE's plan for a massive Bray Wyatt feud. We don't know who his first feud could be when he makes his return tomorrow. So there's a report going around from Zero News, that's Xero News, or Zero News, that said, quote, a pitch has been made for Team Wyatt versus the Bloodline. Oh, I'd love to see that. Well, this could be a cool idea. We are told it is not factual. So, may or may not happen. So, we'll move on from that. So, early talks of pitch has been made for Team Wyatt versus the Bloodline this year for the Survivor Series, possibly War Games. Alongside this, WWE is looking to do Judgment Day versus the OC Bullet Club and a mystery female. So basically be AJ, Gallows and Anderson, and a mystery female. We don't know who that might be to face Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic, and Rhea Ripley. So who would be that female if that does happen for a 4-on-4 Survivor Series type match, or maybe, I doubt, War Games. But I think that if it's going to be a War Games match, it's going to have to be something with the Bloodline in it, maybe. I know the women's match will probably be something with Damage Control and maybe another person or another two people against Bianca Belair. Maybe Asuka, or if she comes back, I don't know, depending on her storyline injury. Alexa Bliss, and then maybe another, Candice LeRae, of course, against Well, probably be 4-on-4, I think. So it'll be Bailey, Io, and Dakota, and maybe a mystery person. We don't know who that could be. Maybe Indy Hartwell. There's rumors that Indy might join or should join Damage Control to take on Bianca Belair, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Candice LeRae in War Games. War Games! There you go! So we got that. So we'll see what happens with that. But there was a pitch for Team Wyatt versus the Bloodline. Now, there are 4 people in the Bloodline. Well, yeah, Sammy, of course. Sammy, the Usos, Roman, and, well, 5, actually. So we got Sammy, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Roman taking on Bray Wyatt and 4 members of his, the other 4 people, minus Abigail. So we got Mercy the Vulture, Ramblin' Rabbit, Husky the Pig, and I guess we either Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. So there you go. So that's what I think would have happened. Team Wyatt versus the Bloodline. But I guess it's not going to happen. But as always, card subject to change. So we'll move on from there. So that pitch is fake news. You are fake news. But it is what it is. And that's it. All right, we're going to do a couple more stories, and then we're going to get out of here. Because I'm going to have my sensible dinner pretty soon, and then I'll do other stuff. Liv Morgan breaks silence after her loss at Extreme Rules. Now, basically, Liv went in there and got the fucking shit beat out of her by Ronda Rousey. There was a story about Ronda that she pitched a different finish, a more brutal finish for her match with Liv, and she said that she was there was thumbtacks gonna be involved, and that Ronda was gonna put Liv face first into thumbtacks and have an armbar hold, and Liv was gonna either tap out or pass out, and her face was gonna be right in the thumbtacks, and she was gonna wrench on the armbar and really push her face into the thumbtacks, and then but her hand will protect her, of course. But WWE's like, nope, we don't do that shit no more because we're PG. I'm like, seriously? It's Extreme Rules. You can't have thumbtacks? What the fuck? I think that'll be a better finish than the original finish that we saw on Saturday night. But, Ronda's idea, thumbtacks, and the finish that was supposed to be with the thumbtacks got basically shot down. I wonder who shot that down. I doubt it was Hunter, but maybe it was, but maybe it could have been Stephanie. Because you know how Stephanie doesn't like Ronda. They like her, but storyline-wise, they don't. But it is what it is. But I would have went with that finish, but that's just me. Because, I'm a violent person, but, I like that. But, I like violence. I like hardcore stuff. But it is what it is. So anyway, Liv Morgan went on Twitter. Well, she did an interview. Basically, she was in a dark room, and then she had she changed her gear, looked all dark. But anyway, she broke her silence on Twitter and basically said, "Smile, it's not over." So I guess there might be a rematch coming up with her and Ronda, so a 4th match. But it is pretty much what it is. And I really think she does need a gimmick change. Or a heel turn. And I think she would fit well as Abigail in the Wyatt 6. But like I said, I'd rather have Miss Bliss there, or Nikki Cross. Because I think all 3 of them need a whole change of gimmick and basic attitude. But we'll see what happens with that. All right. Alberto Del Rio blasts the WWE titles for not meaning anything. Well, that's given. Basically because people that have them really don't do shit with them. Besides Roman, of course. Roman's the only person that's making. Well, in a way, you take it what you will. Your opinion is your opinion. My opinion matters a little bit more than yours. But yeah, Roman holds that belt, and I know he doesn't really defend it much. And people are like, oh, they should just split the belts. Have it on Raw, have one on SmackDown. It's kind of getting, not in my view, but in certain people's views in the wrestling community, that Roman should lose at least one of those belts and have the WWE title go back to Raw, and he holds the Universal title, which is held for almost getting close to 800 days. But at least he kind of brings that prestige with the long belt reign and everything. But as far as the other belts go, the United States title now is on Seth Rollins' waist. But really, when he was U.S. champ, really he didn't have much of a run with it because he lost it. Who did he lose it to? I know he defended against Sting, won because he basically put Sting on the shelf for a little while, not too long, because we all know Sting is back wrestling here and there. But 63-year-old Sting, the man called Sting. But yeah, I think he lost to Cena, but who cares about that? But yeah, certain people that have these belts really don't bring any prestige to the belt. Really don't mean anything. They hardly defend it. Case in point, remember when Dean Ambrose, we all know Jon Moxley, was the United States champion for almost a year, and he never really defended it on TV, and not so much on pay-per-view? And then he finally lost the belt to Sheamus in that stupid battle royal to just get him off with the belt. And then Sheamus really had didn't have a great U.S. title run. It feels like the United States title and the Intercontinental title, even though Walter has it now, which I think is kind of putting a little bit of, respect back on the belt, but still, people that have held that belt before, like AJ, Jeff Hardy dude, Shinsuke Nakamura, really didn't elevate that belt like The Miz used to do back in the day. I think when Miz held it, he really made that belt mean something. But then after he lost it, to I think Dolph Ziggler and everybody else, basically nobody gave two shits who held the belt. And basically that belt wasn't even defended on pay-per-view until WrestleMania. No, wait. Take it back. I think SummerSlam. But, it feels like the United States belt and the Intercontinental belt, and partly the tag team belts, hardly get defended, and it's just basically the same fucking people having the belt every goddamn time. So, what's the point of giving these people a belt when you have, a whole ton of people that really kind of deserve it? But, I guess it all depends on how much star power you have and how the crowd reacts to you. When Kofi won the belt, he got a big, ovation, but then, he held it for 6 months. I didn't think he was going to hold it that long, and then he lost in 8 seconds of Brock Lesnar. But he even didn't really elevate the WWE title at the time. Even Drew McIntyre, when he held the Universal title, well, the WWE title, I should say, the ratings for Raw were garbage during the pandemic era. But some of these belts just need to get defended a little bit more. But, I'm not the booker. I wish I was, but, I would have the belts defended all the time. Every fucking pay-per-view, there should be a title match. Then your title, what happened to the 30-day rule? Did we just forget about that? Thankfully we don't have to hear about the fucking 24/7 title anymore. I don't even know who holds it now. It's like some referee holds that belt, right? I think the last person that won was a referee and nobody gave two shits. Thankfully, they don't have to see that anymore. God forbid Hunter brings that back. Just for comedy reasons. Nostalgia. All right, the 24/7 title's back. They'll give it to our fool. Or any of those other catering idiots. Like Tamino or Nikki Ashhole or Dewdrop. Who really need to go to NXT to get repackaged. But it is what it is. So I do kind of agree with Alberto Del Rio. I hate the guy, but for what he did to Paige. But he even has a story about that, and you're like, oh, nobody cared. You almost killed her, you idiot. You almost impregnated her. Lucky that never happened. Thank the Lord that she didn't get pregnant and have Alberto Del Rio's kid. God forbid. That would have really ruined her career. Not that it was already ruined before she met Alberto Del Rio. You know, with the whole Xavier Woods, Brad Maddox situation, and she got with this schmuck, Alberto Del Rio. Basically got into a whole bunch of drinking and drugs and almost got pregnant. She got suspended with Del Rio for that crap. But, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, fuck you, Alberto Del Rio. Paige's, Soraya is in a better place now. She has a way better boyfriend in Ricky, what's his name? Ricky Radke from Falling in Reverse. Doing good. Now she's in AEW, a much better place with a much better fucking boss. That's Tony Khan. She's in a much better place. And Hunter even came out and said that, you know, he was surprised that WWE didn't, you know, try to sign her back. They let her contract run out, and then the next thing you know, she's in AEW now, about to wrestle again. Probably at Full Gear against Britt Baker. And they try to re-sign her. They try to give her a GM role on SmackDown. But, well, too little too late now. But it is what it is. But like I said, go back to Del Rio and the titles mean basically nothing. I mean, it does have a point, a really minute point, but it is what it is. So you get a half point there, dude. And we'll move on. All right. Oh, excuse me. All right. Easy E. Eric Bischoff puts heat on himself for not giving top WCW star a proper backstory. Not the first time you've done that. So let's get to this story. Let's not waste any time. All right. There was a topic on his podcast, 83 Podcast with Eric Bischoff, talking about Raven. Oh, actually, Raven was on there. So Bischoff and Raven, along with co-host Cassio, whoever that guy is, watched a clip of the 83 Weeks episode, which showed Bischoff talking about how Raven would have benefited from some additional context than just having him sit in the audience from the start of his WCW run, which then led to the Flock, you know, with Billy Kidman and, you know, the 7-year itch crap, basically looking like somebody out of the dumpster, and then Saturn, and I think I forget who else was in that group, and then Canyon. Who better than Canyon? Nobody. So that's nice. So, so Raven really, you know, when he first came to WCW, really didn't have any backstory, even though we know his backstory in ECW. Partly, well, maybe it was before he joined ECW. Well, we know him as Scotty Polo. We all know that, with the whole thing with his feud with Johnny B. Bad, Mark Merrow. That feud was garbage. But all right, so I'm gonna kind of paraphrase what he said. So he says, I put heat on myself for not creating a backstory for Raven, not allowing the audience to get why your character was in the frame of mind it was in. It was like that grunge kid of frustrated, that angst that was such, at least to me, a part of that character back in the early 90s, early to mid 90s, but the audience never got a chance to understand why, and I think had that backstory played itself out for a period of weeks or months, then we integrate the Raven character and physicality and then storyline, I think would have been much better. So, what could have been with Raven, you know, what ifs of wrestling, what if, you know, the Raven character was, you know, got started in WCW instead of ECW? And then partly going into the Ruthless Aggression era with, and partly I think it was the late Attitude era, and then into the Ruthless Aggression era where Raven came to WWE, won the Hardcore title a bunch of times, and then still had his feud with Tommy. Then he went back to ECW near the end of the ECW period. And then went to TNA, became a big star in TNA with the Flock, of course, Raven's Nest, in the bowels of that old crappy, decrepit arena in Nashville, Tennessee. And all the feuds he had back in TNA, which is crazy, with James Mitchell and his little thing when he got shaved. He had a thing with Shane Douglas where he got his head shaved bald. I mean, he got scalped. He didn't get shaved. He got scalped. That was crazy fucking thing. I'm crazy. But yeah, so Bischoff takes blame for not, putting Raven over back when Raven became Raven after the whole Scotty Polo thing didn't really work. That's interesting. And we'll move on from there. Like I said, Triple H was shocked that he'll let Saraya's contract expire. I mentioned that before. All right. Now we saw Renee Paquette debut in AEW last night. Now she's with her husband, Jon Moxley. So now she's going to be on, I would assume she's going to be on AEW television every week. I don't know about if she's doing Rampage or she's just doing Dynamite. But we'll see. In the midst of that, Kayla Braxton now wants to work with Renee. So does that mean Kayla's going to jump ship? I don't know. Or maybe they'll do something maybe on Renee's podcast, the Oral Sessions podcast. They'll work again. Maybe Kayla will be on the program. I don't know. But Kayla wants to work with Renee again, so it kind of gives you like a tease that maybe Kayla wants to get out of WWE and go to AEW. But I don't think she will, but you never know. Can't have enough freaking comic backstage interviews these days, They already got Lexi does Rampage usually. Now they got Renee Paquette. They got Alex Marvez, who really should not be there anymore because he sucks. And they got the legendary Tony Maloney. So, if they really want to kick Marvez out, I would put Lexi on Dark and Elevation, or maybe a little bit of Rampage here and there. But then I put Renee and Tony Baloney and Tony Schiavone, Renee Paquette, and Kayla Braxton as your interview team. Why not? Or maybe have Kayla do the pre-show. Not that there should be. I mean, there is a buy-in, but it's not going to be like WWE does with the pre-show, like an hour of pre-show, and we get really nothing. But, or maybe she just work doing something with Tony Khan. I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. We move on. All right, Ariana Grace, Santino Marella, his lovely daughter. Ariana Grace has a tough road ahead after her surgery. I think she had knee surgery. Let me see what her surgery was. Let's see here. She's injured, but we don't know what is injured. She will need to undergo surgery. Didn't really give specifics on the type of injury she sustained. She announced the injury on Twitter. She told fans that she will document her recovery on Instagram and TikTok. And thanks to the fans for the support. So she's out with some type of injury. So it could be, I'm thinking it's probably a leg injury or maybe an arm injury. Tough being a wrestler, especially a female wrestler, but it is what it is. All right. So we got the AEW Dynamite ratings for this week, and they fell They fell under 1 million views. So the official, let me just get this story if I can, because my internet's not doing so good right now. So, but I know they did. I think it was 983,000 views with a 0.3. It was 0.32 demo. Last week they got over a million, 1.036. So a little bit of down this week. Like I said, NXT did 737,000 views. Raw did a 1.8. SmackDown this past Friday did a 2.2. So there you go. And we'll move on from there. Okay, I'm not gonna get to the story about the ratings. Anyway, Impact news. We got Eric Young is gonna stay with Impact through the end of this year. So I don't know if they're gonna re-sign him to stay with the whole Violent by Design faction, but it is what it is. Well, we do know that Honor No More probably could be coming to the WWE. That would be I'm Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and his wife Maria Kanellis Bennett, and possibly Vincent and Dutch, not Butch. That'd be funny saying on the watch-alongs. Butch, Dutch. So we get 2/3 of the Righteous possibly coming into NXT or possibly on the main roster. And then I would put Taven definitely in NXT, make him a star, because I'm Matt Taven. As far as Bennett and Kanellis go, I could care less. I don't care about Mike Bennett. I don't give two shits about Maria Kanellis either. And that's pretty much. Okay, I mentioned Paige turned down the GM before her contract ended. All right, so we got a couple more stories, and then we're getting out of here. If I'm lagging a little bit, I apologize. It's the weather. It is what it is. All right. The Rock's daughters keep playing a terrifying game with him. Kind of think that they do something with him in the morning. I could care less. It's just The Rock being The Rock. And that's it. All right. Former X Division champion signs a new contract with Impact Wrestling. So that person is Chris Bay, member of the Bullet Club. To shoot me for the love of God. So we'll get that. So Chris Bay has signed a new contract with the company. He won the X Division title. He joined the company in 2020. Then joined the Bullet Club, I think, earlier this year with Jay White and company. He main evented special shows, joined the Bullet Club, like I said. He's been part of some crucial storylines for Impact. So Impact was loves him so much they extended his contract. So he went on Sports Illustrated and said that takes time to become a top guy. That's what I'm pursuing now. I want programs with Josh Alexander, the Impact World Champion, Eddie Edwards, who is still there. He still has a contract. Speedball Mike Bailey, who is not there. Supposedly he's not there. I'm hearing different stories that Mike Bailey, the former X Division champion, is not in Impact. I think he has left Impact, but I'm just taking it from what I hear. But he wants to work with Mike Bailey. If they re-sign Mike Bailey, but we'll see. Wants to work with Impact legends, like I would assume, like Frankie Kazarian, the now new X Division champion, possibly Chris Sabin, maybe Alex Shelley, guys like that. Pushing to be the absolute best. The Impact World Championship has always been the biggest goal for me, like every other person that wants a world title these days. That is my number one. It's something I have to accomplish, and I'm going to make sure it becomes a reality. Until I do, to quote Kobe Bryant, the job's not finished. Maybe the Mets and the, certain other teams should go by what Kobe says. The job's not finished. But it is what it is. Scott D'Amore also commented on Chris Bay's contract extension, saying that he had many offers on the table, but he chose to stay with Impact. So maybe WWE made him an offer, maybe Tony Khan made him an offer, maybe Mr. Obari made an offer. I don't know. I think he would do well in Japan. Join up with Jay White, go to Japan. He probably did, maybe he did or didn't. Or just stay in America being New Japan strong. I don't know. But guy's great. The guy is amazing in the ring. But, alright, so he stays with Impact, I assume for probably a year. Usually you don't hear about, like, multi-year contracts in TNA, usually. Well, besides Moxley signed that big 5-year contract. But we got all that. Alright, so Chris Bay stays in Impact. Alright, Liv Morgan opens up about MJF possibly joining the WWE when his contract ends at the end of next year. So we'll have to see. That might be the big story going into the end of next year and going into January. He could appear at Day 1, 2024. And with Day 1, there's a story about that. Day 1 is going to be an annual pay-per-view in Atlanta on January the 1st. Now, we know January 1st this year is on a Sunday. 2024 is going to be on a Monday. So what happens with that next year, I don't know. Because that what are they gonna do with Monday Night Raw? Or do they postpone that? Because they were changing the dates around with the Day 1 pay-per-view. So I don't know what's going to happen with regarding Day 1 2024. If it's going to be replacing Monday Night Raw, we just won't have a Monday Night Raw that night. We'll just have a pay-per-view. I feel like New Japan, because they do it January 4th and 5th, so it doesn't matter what day. But it's just a day later here, in Japan. We'll get it like the day 4. So we'll see what happens with Day 1 next year. But we could see MJF debut at that show, or possibly the Royal Rumble in 2024, whatever that may be. Next year's in San Antonio. So we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. All right, Billy Gunn's sons, the Ass Boys. Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys. Well, they're not. Well, they will no longer be called the Ass Boys or the Gun Club. So the Gun Club name is gone. Was now Daddy Ass. Billy Gunn is with the Acclaimed. So Colton and Austin Gunn will now be known as the Guns. Not the Smoking Guns back in WWF. Billy and Butt Gunn, former tag team champions. Used to be managed by that bitch Tammy Lynn Sitch, otherwise known as Sunny, who's going to jail for the rest of her life. Sucks to be you. But yeah, so Austin and Colton Gunn will now be known as the Guns. Okay. Alright, the story about a good friend, the lead man, no, not RVD, and his smoking hot wife, Katie Forbes. Hi, Katie. Anyway, the other weed man, Matt Riddle, was spotted training with the King of Japan, no, not Okada, not Tanahashi, the real King of Japan, that is Minoru Suzuki. So, there's a picture, I think, on floating around online, that we saw Matt Riddle with Minoru Suzuki training. Also, Io was there, and I think Dakota Kai. Well, Io, obviously, because she's from Japan. Go back to China! I'm Japanese, bitch! Boy, she told that fan back. She really did that fan like, fuck you! You got clowned. Back in NXT when Io was in NXT. Some stupid mark said, "Go back to China, Io." And Io's like really looked mean at me, did a mean mug at him. Was like, "Japanese bitch," because she's from Japan. How can you mix up China and Japan? I mean, it's the same basic, well, not the basic country, but I mean, they kind of look alike, but not really. It's like Chinese, Filipino, and Japanese people almost look the same. So you can't really tell if they're Filipino, they're Japanese, or Chinese. So it's tough, But I mean, if you don't know the backstory of a wrestler from Japan, like Io, or from China, like Xia Li, then don't open your fucking mouth at a house show or on NXT or Raw and SmackDown, saying, "Hey, go back to Japan, go back to China." When Io is from Japan, I guess you didn't read her Wikipedia. Or watch her stuff in Japan when she was a goddess in Japan. Along with Asuka, part of the Black Lotus tribe, with Kylie. That's why these fucking wannabe wrestling fans think they know their shit, but they don't. And then when they get put in their place by other real wrestling fans, or by the wrestlers themselves, then they have egg on their face, right there, JD? Next time, shut your mouth about Alexa Bliss, bitch. That's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, next time, do your research, you fucking marks, like MJF would say. So that's what half this community is, a bunch of fucking marks. There's not any real wrestling fans in social media these days. None. All of them are fucking marks. I'm not a mark, I'm a fan. I've been a fan for 43 years, or getting close to 43. Basically all my life, I've been a wrestling fan. Since I was a little bitty hoaxer dude watching the AWA on ESPN. World Class Championship Wrestling on Channel 31. The early days of the NWA on TBS. The good old golden era of WWF when I was introduced to Hogan Brother. And WrestleMania, going to my first WrestleMania 1 at the Garden. Then going to WrestleMania 3 when it was closed circuit TV. Remember that? The precursor to pay-per-view? That was exciting. Going to the old Nassau Mausoleum, not the new one, the old one. And the Icelanders still can't win in that building. They can't win there. They can't win at the Barclays Center. They can't win anywhere because the Icelanders suck. Kind of like the New Jersey Devils and another team we all know and love, Boston. Sorry, but it is what it is. Speaking of that, let's go to the Rangers score. Let's go to the old Rangers score. Well, it was 3-0 after one period of play. Now with 12:37 left in the third period, it is now 6-3. Rangers at the XO Energy Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So Rangers coming out firing on all cylinders again. Igor led in 3 goals. It happens. But Rangers showing how they really want revenge for last year. They really want it this year. But, you know what happens with fast starts, and we've seen that with the Mets the last 2 years. Fast start and then near the end. Or in the playoffs. But we'll see what happens with that. So, game's not over yet. Like I said, 12:37 left. Well, let me refresh. Well, yeah, 12:37 left in the third period. Rangers up 6-3. If that holds, the Rangers will have won 2 in a row. So they will have 4 points. I guess the top dog in the all of NHL. Well, I guess the Eastern Conference. I don't know, but it is what it is, and that's it. But let's go Rangers! I love hockey. I'm so pumped for hockey season this year. God damn it! See, don't talk to me about fucking baseball. Fuck baseball. Fuck the Yankees and everything else. Fuck the Major League playoffs. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Unless the Yankees get kicked out of the playoffs, then I will talk about it. But right now, don't care. Don't care. Until the Yankees and possibly the Braves or the Phillies get bounced out, then I'll be happy. Then I'll actually talk about baseball. But right now, no. I'm in full hockey football mode. So if you want to talk about the Rangers, you want to talk about the Niners, or anything else about anything in the National Football League or the National Hockey League, then we can talk in the comments below or in the chat or wherever you want. But anything about the Yankees, I could care less. Fuck them. And fuck their fans in that fucking construction site in the Bronx. And that's all. Pretty much all I got to say about that. So, good luck tomorrow. But, yeah, it's the Guardians. They should win that series. It's automatic. They should win that series in 3 games, at least. Unless the Guardians win tomorrow, then it's a little bit dicey. We'll see. But I think, like I said, I already had the Yankees and Astros penned for the American League Championship Series. And where it's going right now, the Astros are up 2-0. Game 3 on Saturday night, or I don't know, Saturday afternoon, probably Saturday night, because it's in Seattle. So it might be Saturday afternoon, maybe, we'll see. But, yeah, so it looks like the assholes might sweep that series and really, end the Cinderella run for the Seattle Mariners, and, at least they got there. Not like the Mets, even though the mission was failed. But it's always next year. We've been saying that for a long time. Oh, boy. Kind of like the Yankees probably won a championship since, like, when was the last time the Yankees won a championship? Like, 10 years ago? Be like, oh, the Mets haven't won in 46 years, 36 years, whatever it was. Since 86 they haven't won. It is what it is. The Yankees cheated in 2000. Well, yeah, they did. I'm not going to talk about it. We all know Tazio hit the home run. And even though Timo Perez just why did you just stand there? It's not his fault. He thought the ball was over the fence, even though it was over the fence and it came back in. On further review, if there was freaking instant replay, that ball would have been a home run. But it is what it is. I'm not going to go into that, but yeah. Mets should have went to the World Series in 2006. But still a great NCS with the Cardinals. But it is what it is. Not that. 2007, they just choked. 2008, same thing. Or 2006 and 7. Not most of 8. But. And then 2015, they just ran out of gas in the World Series. And then 2016, they just choked because of that idiot on San Diego. Freaking La Familia, which in Spanish means I give up the fucking series and the game. Gave up that 3-1, I think it was a 3-1 homer to that schmuck on San Francisco. Really deflated the Mets season in the wildcard game when they had a great freaking staff. Almost exactly like 2015. But it is what it is. And then really didn't get to the playoffs until this year when they had a magical run. 175 days in first place. And then, August to September comes. Give up the lead, and it was like back and forth at the end of the year. They were out of first place for 6 whole days. Well, 6 days, not total consecutive days, but 6 days. Then, the end of the season tied, but, that whole fucking Atlanta series when they got swept really killed them. They could have not even been playing right. Could have been just waiting for, could have been playing the Phillies right now and wiping the floor with them. But it is what it is. Phillies and Braves fans are fighting amongst themselves. There's a video. I don't know what game it was. I think it was the last game. I think it was like game 2. Because it's 1-1 now going to game 3 in Philly tomorrow. This video on Twitter and social media of a Braves fan and a Phillies fan fighting in the stands. I think the Phillies fan was like, "Don't you want this?" And then like the Braves fan like turned and like threw like soda or beer at the guy. And the guy's like, "Ugh!" And the guy's like ready to fight the guy. Stay classy there, Atlanta. Stay classy there, Philly. You don't see the Mets doing that shit. We don't fight amongst ourselves. There are fake Met fans on social media, but when we go to games, we don't do that shit. We're good old Christian fans, right on. We don't do that shit like Yankee fans do. Right there, Yankee fans, you fight amongst yourselves even if you're drunk. Morons. I would love for a Yankee fan to fight a Met fan at Citi Field. I would love that. I would like to see that. I'm not condoning violence or anything like that. Some Yankee fan would be drunk off his mind and start a fight when the Mets are like beating the fucking shit out of the Yankees like 20-0 or something like that. Guy goes up, "Oh, fucking Mets, lunch is a bitch." And then some Met fan being a Met fan, we'll take all the shit we get, but sometimes you got to put your foot down and you got to tell that Yankee fan to shut the fuck up. Put him in his place. Knock him down. Get him out of here. Fuck you. Go back to that construction site. Go back to that dump. With all your steroid users like Judge, Stanton, who knows, Rizzo, Donaldson. You know, that whole team is a bunch of fucking steroid users. Especially Judge and Stanton. Oh, Stanton's already been exposed. Judge probably has. Oh, he's just big. He's 6'10". Whatever. Whatever he is. 6'10". 6. Well, how tall is Judge? 6'4", 6'5", something like that. Big, tall guy. Oh, it's just the power. It's just talent. It's not talent. It's not talent. It's a big guy. Yeah, he's big and strong. Big goddamn whoop. There's no reason he had 62 home runs off talent. Something's in the water. You don't believe me? Ask A-Rod and Jeter. Because we all know what happened when they won that World Series. And A-Rod's already been exposed as a steroid user. Bum he is. And Jeter? Oh, fuck him too. Great player, but fuck him. Number two in your heart, number 2 in your program. Number 2, Derek Jeter, shortstop. Number 2. He's a big number 2. That's right. Derek Jeter's a big number 2. The whole Yankee team's a big number 2. But it is what it is. If you think I'm slandering the Yankees, no, I'm just being actually real. He's slandering the Yankees again! Ah! Fuck you, is my opinion. I don't like the Yankees, I never did. Even when they play the Braves in the World Series, I didn't give a shit who won that World Series. What year was that? 90, what year was that? 98, I think it was? I know they beat San Diego, didn't care about that. Then they played the Braves in the World Series. I think it was 90. I think it was 90. It was 98. No, 99. Well, it wasn't 2000. We know they beat the Mets. They cheated to beat the Mets, by the way. I think it was. No, I don't think it was 96. I think it was either 96 or 98, 99 when they beat the Braves. You know, some Met fans are like, oh yeah, we're gonna root for the Yankees because we hate the Braves with that whole John Rocker situation. I think it was 99. I think it was 99. All the Met fans like, yeah, go Yankees! Fuck the Braves! Fuck John Rocker! Fuck them! But in reality, Met fans didn't give two shits. Who won that World Series? Nobody cared. Nobody gave two shits. So if the Yankees make the World Series again, Met fans are not going to care. I'm not going to care. If they face the Dodgers, I hope the Dodgers whip their ass in 4. But it won't be 4. It might be 5, 6. It won't go 7. I think it's going to go at least 6 when the Yankees get there, but that's if the Yankees get there. The way the Astros are playing, and we all know Altuve is the Yankees' papi. Not David Ortiz, Big Papi, but Altuve is the Yankees' papi. Because the Yankees can't get him out. But it is what it is. And the Yankees' bullpen is not that great either. All they got is 2 goddamn pitchers. Garrett Cole and Nestor Cortez will pitch tomorrow. And that's it. All the Yankees have is like really 3 players. 3 big players. Judgy Wudgy, Garrett Cole, and Nestor Cortez. The rest of the team, I don't care. Half of them don't hit in the clutch. Stanton, Donaldson, Rizzo. I know the other players on that lineup is basically minor leaguers. Schmucks from like the minor leagues. Nobody cares. Carpenter, like the guy from the Twins, what's his name? IFK. Not ITB, but IFK. Big ups to ITB. But I digress. But it is what it is. And that's it. But yeah, fuck the Yankees, fuck their fans, and fuck that stadium. Because we all know City Field's better. Alright, still 6-3 Rangers with 6:46 left in the third period. So that looks like it's going to stand. So the Rangers will be 2-0. love it. Going into tomorrow's game in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, which is just a hop, skip, and jump away from Minnesota. I don't think Igor's going to play. I think it's going to be, I don't even know who that backup is. I don't think it's Georgiev. I don't even know who that backup is. That's how much I know about the Rangers. But yeah. So like I said, so the Rangers got Winnipeg tomorrow. Monday at home against Anaheim, the Ducks, the Mighty Ducks. Then next Thursday at home against San Jose. That's a 7:00 start along with Monday. And then next Sunday at 5:00 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Should be some big shit for the Rangers. Yes. And for all you other teams, wherever you like, fuck them. Fuck them, like the Tampa Bay Lightning and the reigning defending Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. Should have been the Rangers. Should have been the Rangers, but they choked, sadly. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's that. All right, let's get to one more story, and then we're gonna get out of here. It's already went almost 2 hours, and I gotta eat because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. So I'm gonna have my sensible dinner in a little bit, and then I'm gonna watch some Netflix, and I'm gonna chill, and then go to bed. Well, I don't know. Maybe I might stay up for a couple more hours and then go to bed. I'm gonna rewatch the Rant and Rave podcast with good buddy Eric Lima, Jordan Little, or J-Man, whatever his name is now, Jody Scow, but no, good guys. Eric Lima, Jordan Little, Michael Bombardier. I'm saying his name wrong. I apologize, Michael. I keep saying Michael Bombardier. It's Michael Bombardier, I think. Also, Ibarra and whoever else is on that great show with Brandon Martin when he's on and when he's not on. But the Rant and Rave podcast, episode 156. I don't know if it's still on, but maybe it is, maybe it's not. But if it's not on, then go watch the replay on the Brandon Martin channel and tell him Peter Gilman sent you. Good show. Good stuff. Good stuff, you know. I don't want to bring up the stuff that's been going on with Jordan and with Eric, but you know, it's just the same fucking shit with this fucking website. You know, people can't take a fucking joke, and they just want to believe what they want to believe and spin everything. And then good people like Jordan, like Eric, get hurt because people can't take a joke. And then good people have to come on, do damage control, and still they make them out look like the bad guy, especially like guys like me. But it is what it is. I'll be the bad guy. I'll be a Chico. I'll be the bad guy. Something happened to this. Something happened to you, Chico. I'll be the bad guy. I've always been a bad guy. I'm a good guy at heart, but I have a bad side. And you don't want to get on my bad side. Just, you know why. You get on my bad side, it's going to get really bad for you. You don't want it because I'll go nuclear on your ass. Not even nuclear, cataclysmic on your ass. If you can't handle that, then don't fucking bring up my name. Or anybody else. Just don't. Keep your mouth shut. You don't like me? Don't watch my show. Don't watch. But you do because you love me and you have such an obsession with me. You love how I dictate. How I dictate. Because you've been around for 13 goddamn years. Hopping on my dick long time. Maybe it's time to hop off. Because there's a new sheriff in town. Is better people than you, and you know it. And it is what it is. There's better people on this website than you dumb fucks who basically can't get more than 50 views unless you really get clout. You have multiple channels, and then you take down your channels from your main channel, put on your backup channel, thinking you're going to get views off that. Nope. just shut down the channel then. It's gonna do that shit. Why make 6,000 more accounts? Why have 6,000 fake accounts? With different emails or branded emails. Why? Makes you basically look like a dumbass. And thinking you're a hot shit when you're not. Do you think I have fake accounts? No. No. 5 main accounts. 2 backups, which I don't use. It's very 7, but it's 5. But I don't use those. Rarely you'll use them. Rarely. It's like every once in a blue moon. But 5 main accounts. Why do I have 5? I want to put more content out. Should I put them on? Just have one channel with all my content? Yeah, but I like to branch out. I mean, people get on me about 5 accounts. Why don't you get on Joe Cronin, who has 3 accounts or 4 accounts? Other people have multiple accounts. They have like 6, 7, 8, 10 different accounts, and they don't get shit on. They don't get criticized for having 10 accounts with content. Well, some of them have content. Maybe some of them have like 1 video, and it's like 5, 6 years ago. But guys like me and Joe, who have like multiple accounts to put out extra content, we get shit on because we have multiple accounts. When you guys make 6,000 fake accounts, or you make a new account every fucking day because you have no fucking life. It is what it is, and that's all I gotta say about that. Some of you people really need to get into 2022, getting closer to 2023, grow the fuck up, get a real job, or if you have a job, focus on your job and not focusing on YouTube so much. And if you have a woman, focus on your woman, like I do, because I don't. YouTube is not my life. I'm not on here 24/7 unless like you people think I am, but I'm not. Because I have an actual, real job. And YouTube is not my job. I'm not making money off this goddamn website. And if I did, I wouldn't even want it. I have an actual, real job. And if it's home, I don't care because I work in the music industry. Editing, and sometimes I go into the city and jam and do some editing on the consoles and stuff. That's what I do. Because I have a degree in it. Oh yeah, I have 2 degrees in it. What do you have? Nothing. Oh, you even go to college. If you did, you probably have a really bad GPA. Unlike me. Finished with a good old 3.5. I think almost close to 4. I say 4, but it's 3.5. But I had a pretty good GPA leaving college. Very good. And, I did what I did. I followed my dream, which was music. I was a former college DJ. I did work. I interned at a major record. Well, still kind of major, but not really that major anymore. But we all know that's Roadrunner. I interned for them. Then I got a job 2 years later because I went back to school. And then they had the job waiting for me right when I finished. Blah, blah, blah. And then did all that. And then did some other stuff. I'm still doing it with my, the audio engineering and jamming in the studio work. So that's basically what I am, a studio guy. Work on the consoles, tune up the guitars. That's what I do. And I get paid really nice. From the studio, but not from the band. I wish I was, but certain bands I do shut up, you. Grass and Cat wants to talk. What do you want? You want to jam? Huh? You want to jam there, Grass and Cat? You want to play that electric twanger? You can because you only have small paws, right? Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? I'm not going to pick you up. No. You want to get picked up, but I'm not going to pick you up today. Not today. Go lay down. I know you want to get fed. No, it's time for Zuzu to the wrestling cat Zuzu to eat her sensible dinner too. So I'm gonna do that. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, I get paid handsomely for my studio job, and you know, I work at home, editing here and there, add some things, you know, because I play on my electric triangle and I actually fix it, but you know, but mainly now I don't really do that shit. But mainly I'm just like, you know, editing here and there. I do photography for some of the bands. I have done that. I had directed a video for my good friends. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I think we all might know if you've been following me for a while. I did a music video. I got credited for that by the band. I got credit on the albums, I should say. They got 2 albums out now. I'm working on a third. But yeah, I got credit on the album in the line notes, which really doesn't count. But I mean, it's just like, oh, we'd like to thank Peter Gilmore. We'd like to thank Rosa for, you know, believing in us and shit like that. That's fine and dandy, but, you know. Have you got that? No. Have you been in a music video? No. No. Right place at the right time. Like I said, back in 2015, with that epic In This Moment video. And yes, I still get credit for it. All the views goes to me, goes to them, but I'm more to that. So. And no, not a Make-A-Wish kid, whether you believe it or not. You still don't have proof of that either. Just pays to know the band. Pays to know the band. And I've known them since 2005, so. Right place at the right time. And it is what it is. Not the first time I've been on a music video. Well, it wasn't really a music video. It was a part of a DVD. 2 DVDs, actually. I was part of a Q&A, and I was part of an acoustic show, which kind of I screwed up, but still, they put it out. I just don't know why, but they did it. But it is what it is. You know, I'm very well known in the music industry. I know a lot about music, and nobody can out-debate me about music. Especially heavy metal and classic rock and even hair metal. All that shit. I love it. That's my passion besides wrestling. I love to get into the wrestling business. I'm not going to give up on that dream. I love to work as either a play-by-play guy or a color commentator for like a major wrestling promotion like WWE. Maybe not so much WWE. Maybe AEW with Tony Khan. Or maybe even I'll go to Japan and work for Mr. Obari for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Or just do an indie show. Maybe a ring announcer or doing a play-by-play, color, whatever. But I'm not going to give up on that. But still, my passion is music, so I'm not going to give up on music. So I'm never on music. Never. That's my passion. That'll be with me till the day I die. What I'd love to do, go back to doing, I would love to go back to doing radio, but I just don't have much time to do a radio show like on Sirius XM Saturday Radio unless they hire me. Which I'm still trying to get Sirius XM to do, get on their channel. But there's so many, I love to do either Liquid Octane, Liquid, what was it called? Liquid Metal or Octane, with Jose Mangan and Shannon. I forgot her last name. She's married to Chad from Hell Yeah and Mudvayne. Lucky you! But she's a good girl. I met her too. Shannon's a very nice lady. I met Jose so many times. He's a great guy. Should have really kept that Headbangers Ball thing, even though I really would have liked either Ricky Rackman or Jimmy Johnson from Hatebreed and all other bands to be Headbangers, do Headbangers Ball, but MTV doesn't do that anymore. What's about is where are you? The Jersey Shore. Oh yeah, Cavs are here. That's what basically MTV is. The Jersey Shore. All the other shows suck. They suck. And even on MTV too, same shit. You want music? Go to BET. Pretty much. That's the only music channel out there is BET. And that's just hip hop and rap. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just mumble rap half the time. I don't even watch BET. I care less. If I want to look at music videos, I either go on the band's website or I go on YouTube. Or if I get sent by the band themselves to my Twitter or my Instagram. It's like, hey Pete, we got a new video out. You want to look? Okay, sure. It is what it is. I actually was watching some videos of like some covers of people doing good 80s tunes like Starship, We Built This City on TTM. I mean rock and roll. We built this city on TTM. You know, different guitar covers of that song, and people doing covers of Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. Great Iron Maiden. 666, Number of the Beast. Right on. So that's what it is. It's not all about rap and mumble rap. You know, there's some good rap still out there, but it's all about heavy fucking metal. Basically the greatest music in the world. Always on the charts. Always number one. Well, not number one, but on the rock chart and the metal chart. Usually, a lot of bands get to number one. In this moment, hasn't hit number one yet. Not yet. But they have a gold record. And that's for Blood. And their albums have been in the top 100. And the last time they actually were in the top 10 was Blood at number 8. That was years ago. But their new album, EP, comes out next Friday. Blood 1983 EP comes out next Friday. I can't wait. I already have it. I just gotta wait for it to get shipped. I'm getting a shirt, the Blood 1983 shirt. I'm actually putting in the order for a Halloween shirt and a glow-in-the-dark mittens. I had to put that order in tomorrow. So I wait for I had to get some extra money in, so I finally got that. So I'm gonna put that order in tomorrow. So I should be getting all that by Halloween. So I would be doing a massive freaking unbagging, unboxing for the In This Moment stuff I bought. So that should probably be coming, I would say, by Halloween. So get a nice, good Halloween unboxing, unbagging from In This Moment, the mighty In This Moment. And if you don't like them, well, fuck you, man. You don't like my band? Well, fuck you, man. And that's pretty much it. All right, so let me see if there's any last-minute wrestling news. Okay. Jon Moxley wants to become a crusty old man wrestler. Well, he is kind of crusty and old. What is he? How old is Moxley? 40, he said he's 40s, I think. That crusty old veteran. Pretty much. Wrestling cap. Alright, so, anything else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, one final check of the Rangers score. Get my hands to type. I know they're up 6-3, and I think they won. Oh yeah, they won 7-3. I guess they got an empty net goal at the end. So the Rangers are 2-0 on this young season. It's only been 2 games. So 4 points on the at the start of the season. And we'll see what happens tomorrow night in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The home of Chris Jericho and our good friend Kenny by God Omega. And it's Winnipeg Jets too. So we'll see if the Rangers can go 3-0. And come back home on Monday and go back to work and at MSG, Madison Square Garden, the mecca of all sports arenas. Anything else is shit. just like music. If it's not metal, it's shit. Well, not shit, but as my good friend, the lead singer, D. Snyder, my good friend D. Snyder said on his radio show, if it's not metal, it's crap. That's pretty much it. It's real. It's damn real. It's facts. It's not metal. It's basically crap. I don't care who it is. If it's Beyonce or it's even Eminem. I love Eminem, but, it's all about rock and roll, not about, not about wet ass pussy. That's good stuff, but, wet ass pussy is always good, but, not all about that. It's all about heavy metal motherfuckers. Much I love Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion, but, I don't really listen to a lot of rap these days. I listen to a lot of heavy metal, goddammit. And that's it. All right, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you all for watching. Excuse me. Thank you all for watching this 2-hour video. I'm about to die. Went down the wrong pipe, that's why. So thank you all for watching this long video, episode 36 of the Shadow Slayer series. Well, thank you all for watching. If you've got anything you want to talk about in the comments, leave a comment down below. And don't forget to smash that like button to death. Stick it straight up Susan and the haters' asses. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my other channels, which are down there, dude, in the description box below. And share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap that bell. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to have my sensible dinner, watch some TV, watch a little bit of maybe some YouTube videos, and then probably just go to bed because it's Friday. Got to get down on Friday. The weekend is here. And I get paid, and I'm gonna get laid on Friday. So gonna have fun tomorrow. Get my weekend started tomorrow. Got some plans to do on the weekend. Actually tomorrow, gotta go back to physical therapy tomorrow because I missed yesterday, so I have to go back today, and I have to go back tomorrow because I go 2 times a week. Two time. So I gotta go tomorrow. Get more work on my back and my shoulder. It's actually feeling better now than it was last weekend. I was just a mess last weekend, but now I'm feeling much better. So not better, but I'm getting there. So I got that tomorrow. Got some other errands to run tomorrow, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peter Gilman signing off for episode 36 of the Shadow Slayer. And tomorrow night we'll be back live on the Killer Demons channel with your SmackDown Rampage review. So check it out on the Killer Demons channel. And that's all I gotta say about that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Peter Gilman signing off. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard with your concussion. And if you're not down with that, you stupid fucking pieces of shit that can't handle that, can't handle me, like I said, if you don't like me, well, you don't like my band, you don't like the teams I root for, you don't like my videos on my channels, and if you don't like the greatest group since sliced bread, well, that's too goddamn bad, because we're better than you. In real life and on YouTube, we're better than you, and you know it. And like I said, if you're not down with that, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. You're not down with that, motherfuckers. I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Because you can't do a single goddamn thing about that. And that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm out of here. Peter Gilman signing off. Until next time, fuck you and adios. Peace.